Everybody's trying to sell you work-life balance, but work-life balance is bullshit. You don't balance a life, you build one on purpose, one day a week. Now, we're a family of 5. My husband and I are both entrepreneurs who are multimillionaires in our 30s. We have 3 kids, 8-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a baby, and we live in Thailand. We're hands-on business owners and we are even more hands-on parents. That means we have to make time for everything. The gym, the business, the kids. That means that we do pickups and drop-off for playdates and gymnastics. We schedule daily family fun time and one-on-one sessions with each kid. And we have to make time for each other and for matcha. So that's a lot of things. Now, we do all of this and everything is possible. We don't get overwhelmed because we do one thing every single Sunday. We run our household like a business. And the whole thing comes down to a single Sunday routine. 3 hours, same system, same order every single week. Now, this isn't your typical Sunday reset because we have 3 kids and we're busy entrepreneurs. Our Sunday routine comes into 3 phases: clean, decide, debrief, and play. Our philosophy is very simple. We believe that you make one decision, one big decision, and that decision makes 1,000 decisions for the rest of the week. So by noon on Sunday, the entire week is decided. So for the next 6 days, nobody in the family is re-deciding anything. And that's the trick. We have structure, we have organization, and we have no drama. Phase 1 is the cleaning phase, which is the least fun phase of the morning routine. We start our Sunday morning by cleaning, the whole family clean. And yes, we do have a full-time house manager, a full-time nanny, so my house is mostly spotless. But my house manager, my nanny, they're not allowed to touch my kids' room. My kids are responsible for their own space every day. And they have to do a deep clean every Sunday because we believe the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. A clutter room becomes a clutter mind, and we teach our kids that we will not allow a clutter mind into our ecosystem. So we force them to clean a lot. Now, we're not teaching them cleanliness. We're teaching them how to design their environment. Environmental design. Every piece of furniture, every pencil, every bit of gear in their room should have a purpose. Anything that doesn't earn a spot gets tossed, gets thrown out. And I love throwing shit away. So we throw things out all the time. And my kids understand that their room is the first system they learn to run. And we have proof that this process of cleaning is working because when we first started this Sunday routine, it would take our kids 4 to 5 hours to clean the room. But now they do it in 30 minutes, maybe an hour at the max. And that's because they understand the more cleaning they do during the week, there's nothing left to clean on Sunday. A little structure during the week means there's almost very little chaos at the end of the week. And the faster we clean, the faster we get to the family meeting, and then the faster we get to play, which is their biggest motivation. Phase 2 is decide and debrief, and this is the core of the whole routine. The family meeting. This means the 5 of us, we sit down on the table with a calendar and a whiteboard and we decide the entire week in one sitting. Now this happens in 2 phases, the kids phase and the adult phase. First comes the adult phase, which is before anyone's awake, usually around 4 or 5 in the morning. My husband and I have our own meeting. We put all our obligations into a calendar. That is our gym block, our work blocks, our CEO days, date days, night dates, and our social events. Everything goes into a calendar in a pen and paper, in the physical calendar, and also in our Google Calendar. Because we figure we have to protect our time first. If we don't protect our time, then everything else goes to shit. Then when the kids are up, after they finish cleaning, then we host a family meeting and we add in the kids' schedule. That's their homeschooling schedule, field trips, guitar lessons, gymnastics class, rock climbing sessions, all their main obligations for school. And then we ask them what they want to do for the week as playtime. They can schedule a play date with a friend, they can attend a birthday party, or even book an activity. And then we block in one-on-one time with each kid and family fun time during the week. So we have a very, very busy week. All of it goes in the calendar at once. And the kids get to have a lot of input into what they want to do, how they want to schedule their week. And so we decide together as a family. So here's an example of what this week looks like. We have a picnic in the park scheduled for Wednesday, a family walk on Thursday, the cookie business on Friday, a swimming play date with a friend on Saturday, and then rest on Sunday, which is movie night Alice in Wonderland. Now, the second part of the family meeting is the actual menu. I'm a big health freak. I want to make sure my kids eat a really healthy diet and they understand that planning their meals is really important. So I plan out all the lunch and dinner for the week, and the kids get a vote. First, I design the entire menu, and then I ask them, do you like this meal or do you want to veto this meal? And most time they say, yeah, sure, whatever. They don't care because they want to move on with the meeting. But sometimes they will be to a meal. And if they do that, they have to explain why they don't want this meal. They have to explain, is it a protein issue? Is it a fiber issue? Is it an ingredient issue? And what is wrong with the meal? Most of the time, we don't really go much into this because they just don't really care as much and they'll eat whatever as long as it's simple meal that they enjoy. Now, the second part of the family meeting is called the debrief. This is when our office turns into a classroom and then we become their teachers. We want one lesson every week. Sometimes it's business, sometimes it's family values. Right now, the boys are running a cookie business at the Friday night market. So on Sundays, we do a debrief of their business. That's every other Sunday. We teach them that revenue minus expenses equals profit, how to calculate profit. We teach them difference in sales versus marketing versus operations and how to run a more efficient operation. We teach them how to identify their ideal customer, how to talk to their customer, and how to get them to come and buy more, and how to upsell a product. So we break down all the numbers, how they run their operations, and then we find out one thing that we can improve on next week and make it more efficient. And then the other week, the other Sunday, we do more talks about family values. Last Sunday, we wrote our family values on the whiteboard and had the boys rate themselves from a scale of 1 to 5 on whether their actions that week aligned with our family values.
4.
4, okay. And then deep focus.
Deep focus. 5.
5.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, Mama.
Yes.
Actually,
He is having a lot of problem with communication. So he discovers sarcasm. He has no idea how to use it. And half the shit that comes out of his mouth is an insult that he didn't intend. And he doesn't understand why he's always in trouble. So we end up having a lot of fight and he's just moping and complaining, which is very typical for his age. So we use this time to talk about our family values, how we communicate, how we talk to others with respect, and what it means to spread negativity with our communication skills. And so during this debrief, our conversation was more about how your words carry a lot of weight and how we can go from being negative Nancy to cheerful Chelly. And while we're on the topic of communication, we implemented storytelling and why it's a very valuable skill to be able to communicate and articulate our words and our thoughts. And that's what we're teaching them last weekend. Now, the way that I parent my kids is a little bit different from how my parents raised me. Now, when I was growing up, my parents didn't ask me a lot of questions. They gave me a lot of instructions and a lot of orders. So now we're trying to flip the script and we don't really give our kids instructions. We don't give our kids the answer. We ask a lot of questions. So for example, with this cookie business, we ask them to report their numbers. And instead of fixing their business for them, we'll ask them, what's one thing you can change to make next week better? And we let them sit down and think this through. So we ask them a lot of questions and then we try to understand the thought process and we steer them towards a different way of thinking outside the box. Think about it. What's the one thing you can do to make more money next week?
Have a schedule of our breaks.
What did Levi say? What'd you say, Levi?
make more
Yes. Make more what?
cookies and cheesecake.
Yes. Make more. How much more do you want? How many cookies, how many cheesecakes do you want to make?
Probably 2 different types of cheesecake.
Now, most parents don't have a lot of patience to teach their kids all these things. And what they do instead is they teach kids what to think. We teach kids how to think and how to decide. By the time they're adults, they'll have run through 10 businesses, 15 businesses, and they'll have a thinking framework that allows them to align their actions, their thoughts with their identity and their vision. That's the ultimate goal. Now, my boys are 6 and 8 years old, and they're running a weekly operating system. They don't know that that's what it's called in business. They just think it's a Sunday, it's a family meeting, it's something we have to do. But the research backs it up. Kids who have routines like this, they build self-regulation. And when they build self-regulation as a kid, this is a foundation for them as adults, for focus, for patience, for follow through, for success. And that's what we're building for these kids as entrepreneurs, as builders, as leaders of the world. And now comes phase 3, which is play. So we do all the important stuff first and then we play. Now, my husband and I, we don't work on Sundays ever. Sunday sets the tone for the whole entire week. We clean the house, run the meetings, and the rest of the day, we just hang out and chill. We watch a movie, we go for a walk, we do a game, we do a challenge, whatever we want with our kids. It's family fun day. And again, important stuff first and then we play. Now, we've been running this Sunday routine for almost a year now, and the 3 phases helped us really solidify the routine: clean, decide, debrief, and play. It all exists so that by noon of Sunday, everything is organized and everybody's on the same page. There's no mealtime drama. Nobody's wondering who's picking who up. Nobody's wondering what's happening on Thursday. My kids know the schedule by heart, and my son, my 8-year-old, even has it copied into his own calendar, and he knows how to plan his day, his week, his month better than most adults. And he's got in the habit of doing this because he's been doing this for the last year. Now, here's something I didn't tell you from the beginning. This Sunday routine that I have my kids running, it's the exact same architecture that runs my entire business. The whole philosophy is decide once, build a structure, and protect the life. Last year was the hardest year of my life. I lost my dad. I ended up flying to the US 5 times in 6 months. I had 2 emergency surgery after I gave birth, a lot of complications, and I lived in the US for 3 months and in Thailand for 9 months. And I worked maybe 4 months out of the whole year. Now, my business revenue dipped 8%, which is crazy to say out loud. It helped because we built a system before we needed it. The kids' Sunday routine is the exact same idea, size down. We're not raising kids who can follow a plan. We're raising kids who can build a plan, build a system, implement it, and never touch it again. And yes, let's state the obvious. We have a lot of help. A full-time house manager, a full-time nanny, a full-time homeschooling teacher, and a full-time assistant. The employees run the entire house. But we run our kids. We parent our kids. We are very hands-on parents. We built a system that helps us run our kids. And the system is free. The whiteboard, the 3 phases, the meeting, that's all free. That costs nothing. And you can do the same in your household. Our employees give us more time with our kids, but we had to build the operating system. And that part we have to teach our kids. And if you want your kids to be entrepreneurs, be free, independent thinkers, to have less chaos at home, then you can easily implement this system, this Sunday routine to alleviate a lot of stressors. So if you feel like your Sunday feels chaotic, steal our Sunday routine. Clean, decide, debrief, and play. Run it once a week and then come back in the comments and tell us what's broken. Because trust me, the first time you do it, it's a little chaotic, but the more you do it, more it becomes easier. After a month or so, our Sunday routine becomes fast, quick, and easy. Again, it's a 3-hour system. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.